Hi, this is Juliet Loves Beginning with, I think, a very quick part to what I didn't finish this morning. The topic was turning over all aspects of the illusion, all the five sensory sense experience, over to the remembrance of our oneness, the remembrance of the love that we are. And so letting every experience in life serve us as we remember what's going on here and what we've been up to. And I would correct that a little bit. I would say instead of turning the experience over, it would probably be more correct to turn the thinking, the thoughts over. We are in charge of the thoughts we receive, and we can receive false thoughts or true thoughts. And I've been shown this in two ways. We know if they're false or true by how they feel. I think I referred to before, like the simplest technology there is how stuff feels. Um, and if we feel a loss of peace or happiness in any way whatsoever, it is not about the people and conditions surrounding us. It is not about a defect in our perceived separate self. It's simply that we've got it wrong how we're looking at it. Our perception is messed up. And we can always ask for it to be corrected because we're always surrounded by our non-physical teams, and they're always willing to help us straighten our perception out. So if we turn our thinking over and say, today, in every moment, let my thinking reflect the truth of everything, and let those thoughts, those impulses, those feelings lead me through assisting myself and everybody in this remembrance we're walking through together. We turn the thinking over. That is the source of all experience. So this all experience is the past. Right now, this is the past. It seems like the now, but it's the past because the thinking came first and the experience seems to have extended out from that. I've been given two ways to look at thought. So there's your traditional dualistic way of these thoughts are true and these thoughts are false, or these thoughts are the thoughts of the ego, and these thoughts are the thoughts of God, or the oneness of us, or the unity of us. So that's dualistic thinking. That's what the ego is primed for. That's what we're really accustomed to. I was given another image that's helpful sometimes, and it can lead you to ask for help in a way that will help get to you. So another way I was given to look at thought is when we're experiencing a thought. Remember, it's never the experience we're having, or the defects of the people we're with, or the defects of the politician, or the defects of the country, or the defects of the environment, or the defects of the separate self. It's never that that's causing our lack of peace or our lack of happiness. It's always our perception. So let's say we're experiencing disturbing thoughts. We may think we're experiencing a terrible experience, but really what we're experiencing primarily is our thoughts, either our reactiveness or a response. Our response is peaceful. Our reactiveness is contracted and unhappy. So we're experiencing thoughts that are unpleasant. The first thing we can do is notice what the thoughts are. The second thing we can do, instead of asking to hear true thoughts versus false thoughts and like to have a thought war going on, we can visualize the thought as something that's been coated with a distortion, like a powder coating of a distortion. So it comes through to us like a fearful or negative thought. But really, I'm given this picture of like constant impulses of love just reaching out to us, reaching out to us, reaching out to us. When we're blocking that love that's constantly sort of pulsing into us, through us, as us, when we're blocking that out, that's the source of the distortion of the pulses that are coming to us. Yeah, it's just constant. I'm just being given this visual as like almost like a heartbeat. It's always there for us. Constant love, constant love. But we're the ones who distort the constant love that's coming to us by pushing away out of fear out of the ending of the ego, which is actually the source of pain and suffering. We're afraid of losing that which we think we are, and so we block out that which would help us feel a whole lot better. So, if I think of it as, okay, I have allowed a coating of distortion to coat this very beautiful and pure impulse that's always coming to me, I can ask then, could you remove the coating of distortion? Could I hear what the true thoughts are underneath that coating of distortion? Then you don't feel as if you're in this war of like, well, I'm always hearing the false thoughts. How about the true thoughts, the loving thoughts? It's not like they're in separate camps. It's more like we're trying to hold on to this experience of separate volition and free, meaning separate, and conflicted will, because we're scared we don't know what else there is. Really, it's nothingness. It's illusion. We're pumping out illusion with our thoughts. And so we're trying to hold on to nothing, and we're scared, and we're blocking out the only thing there is, which is love. So that's another way of looking at it. And if we turn all thought over to the oneness of us, to what we really are, and ask the oneness of us to simply set us straight, keep us straight, show us what to do, show us where to go, tell us what to say, and we're open, and we listen, and we follow. We're not following anything that's not us. We're following the true self, the true, shared, unified, peaceful, harmonious self. And so there's nothing wrong about it. It's not even a surrender. It's not a surrender. We often talk about it in terms of surrender. It's more of a recognition of, it's a surrender of an attachment to pain. But it's not like we surrender our identity. It's not our true identity. It's nothing. It's nothing that we surrender. It's a sacrifice of nothing. So we just allow who we are to come online. We allow ourselves to hear our true thoughts, that have been there for us all along. So I'm always brought back to, it's very simple, and the technology is very simple. It's the technology of feeling. I was given the word freedom, the technology of freedom. But that, I mean, paying attention to the feelings is the way to freedom. And freedom is just happiness. Freedom has nothing to do with the outward condition or the outward appearance, or whether people are pleasing you, attempting to please you or not. It has nothing to do with that. It just has to do with, are you experiencing happiness and peace in this moment? And if you aren't, there's always good news. Because surrounding you, and we'll use the body metaphor for this, we'll just say surrounding the body. That's not how it really is, but it works for us for now. You always have this non-physical team willing, not just willing to set you straight, that's their purpose. They're always there for you. They never leave you, and you're never inconveniencing them when you allow them to do the job that they love, and they're just in complete joy to do. It's not like they're not in complete joy when you're not letting them in. It's not about pleasing them. It's just about taking advantage of what is there. So my focus has been, I've been able to focus more on that and stay with the guidance more. So I don't know, what I just keep saying is more, more, more. But that's not to say that there aren't like dips and divots and periods of intensity and periods of feeling completely lost. They're lessening now. I don't know if I have more, intense stuff to go through yet, and it hasn't come up yet, but I mean, I certainly have these little cycles through. So if you're going through the hardest and most intense stuff, it's very good work that you're doing and that you're allowing yourself to do. Just remember, you're doing the right thing in allowing all this stuff that isn't you to surface, and that your assistance is always there for you in setting you straight. And you'll get better and better and better and better at taking advantage of this assistance. I know it's getting much easier for me. So wishing you very well. Thanks.